हरे ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. We are all actually programmed. So whatever perceive, we perceive reality through the program which we already got. So it becomes difficult for us to comprehend reality because I see the reality which already have a certain understanding. So for a child, the reality is different. When we grow up, our reality is changing. So, so when it comes to spirituality, also, it changes. I understand reality a different way. So slowly, we have to come to an. That's why we need Guru. So when we serve Guru and associate with him, then he will reveal reality. Chakshudan diloje, then Divya Gyan Hide Prakasito. So that's how actually the system happens. So on our own, it is never possible to know the reality. So somebody else should help us to know the reality. And that is actually what is Guru's job. He will make us understand. Otherwise, we are stuck up only. There is no way that we can know it. So Bhagavatam is the way because it is telling us highest understanding of reality. So there are uh, seven, eight understandings of reality. So Bhagavatams help us to come out of all the lower levels of understanding of absolute truth and brings us to the highest understanding. So first is the Nastika. So there is no God, and then there is the everything is zero, and that's actually what is Hiranyakashipu, the third canto. So that type of understanding is cleared when we go through that canto of Bhagavatam. So like that slowly, only Lord. So what is the Paramatma feature of this world is many of them they accept Lord as the maintainer, Lord as the creator, Lord as the everything, the energies of this world. So that is only Paramatma level of understanding. So even Abrahamic religions and all, when they say that Lord and He is the person who is punishing, who is governing, so they have this level of understanding where they are taking at Paramatma level only. Upadrishta mantra, very neutral. So they don't work on relationship of the Lord. That is not there in their religion. So even in Hindu religions also, there are so many people who accept Lord as like that, as a Paramatma only, as a personal feature, relationships and all. That is not there. They just say, okay, Lord will sanction, Lord will punish, Lord is doing everything. But relationship part, service part does not come. That's why there is no real devotion. So that is only when we accept Lord, Vaikunta, personal relationships, then only it will happen. Otherwise, it does not happen. So slowly, we have to elevate our consciousness and come to a state where we want to serve a person called Krishna. So, which is very tough because heart does not accept. Already, we are so much affected by relationships. So, we feel very difficult. More relationships, no. Enough. One more person in the house. Actually, bringing deities is like inviting. You are having a new child in the house only. So that much amount of attention, care, and then we need to have a person in the house is very difficult many times because you have to fulfill the desires. And Krishna is such that we have to always fulfill his desires. Only thing is advantage in deities is they don't speak. We can do whatever they want. If you have really children at home, they always shout and they do many things. But with Krishna, that is not there. But still, We have to know what he wants through scriptures to Guru and Acharyas and Vaishnavas and do according to their desire, which is the highest state of consciousness. That's why having deities at home is a very fortunate thing. You are working on your consciousness very directly. It's a very, oh, it's a surgery without anesthesia. Like that. You really have to work very hard for it. But other, so ultimately we have to come to this level of understanding reality is a person. So it's very difficult. Nirvishesha Shunyavadi, Prabhupada is talking about it because we all have the tendency in us. Because it's easy to live like that. When you say Lord is not a person, it is very easy to live in this world. Why it is easy to live? Because desire to enjoy is there. So no boss is there to enjoy is easy. Otherwise, it becomes very difficult. We can enjoy only when we know that nobody is observing us. I know I am in my room and I am with my or in my house or with my own uh, my I can go to any restaurant and eat, go to a movie. So all this type of enjoyment is possible only when we know that nobody is watching, no boss is there. But if you know somebody else is there and he has to decide, then it becomes very difficult to accept. So that consciousness is very difficult. We don't want anyone above us, even that much. But one important thing, if somebody is accepting the superiors, authorities, superiors, guru, life becomes easy for him. Why? Because things are not according to our way. It's not according to the way we want. Anyway, it is not our way. So, what is the point in unnecessarily trying to make things our way? Let it be according to the superiors, and that's actually correct. Ultimately, it is never our way. For us to accept this reality is very difficult. We always want things according to our way. It is never like that. It is never and never. It won't be also because it is only according to Krishna. So when we learn to accept Krishna's authority, okay, let it be according to Krishna, we should start accepting with our authorities. Okay, let the authorities let it happen according to them. So then what happens is when Krishna says, okay, now come back, no, let us give up all the things of this world. We are used to accepting authority, then we'll accept Krishna's authority also without any resistance. We say if Krishna wanted that way, let it be. So all the time we are having this struggle. Why not? Why like this? Why like this? So we always complain. So when we are learned to accept Krishna's authority, then we stop complain higher authority. That's why we say Guru, Guru, Guru. Why we have to follow? Because we want to live according to somebody else's desires. That is actually very tough in this world. It is considered as slavery. It is considered as no, not having any self-esteem. But that is not true. That is wrong way of educating, wrong way of training children. You see, Lakshmana, when he went with his brother to forest, no, it's like a such a now if you tell to some person, okay, your brother is punished, he is in exile. He will also say, okay, I'll also go with you. People will say foolish or what. But Lakshman is not foolish. He just want to serve his brother. And Bharat, when he came to know that he is having all kingdom at his disposal, he is going and staying in Nandagram and he is digging the floor ground and he's sleeping and in below the ground level also because he don't want to sleep on the same level of his brother who is sleeping on the ground. Women think, what is he doing? Why can't he enjoy the kingdom? Success is enjoying. No, the point there is we have to serve. That is the highest level of enjoyment. That's why Ramayana is read even after many millions of years is because people lived with that quality of life, that quality of service and sacrifice. Even now people want to read and all. If you see, nobody enjoyed it. Ram is if you go according to astrology, I think Ram will not have any good horoscope because about to coronate, he was sent into exile. After so many years, he comes back, and again he has to send his wife to forest. So never something good happened for him. And same, so this is not just uh, about how you enjoy. This is wrong training we give to children also, and we also got the wrong training only, that you have to enjoy success. No, so sacrifice, learn, and then things will change in life. That is how it is. Anyway, it is not going to happen. So better we follow what Krishna says and be happy. Uh, Vani Mataji, you have a question? So this is the point. Vani Mataji, you have to unmute yourself if you have any question. So the point what I want to tell is that we have to learn this way of learning. So when we accept higher authority, then things are easy in life. We don't have any resistance. We don't fight because things don't happen anyway. So we already are used to live according to somebody else's will. It is not actually wrong. It is actually love. How we can develop love is when we learn to live according to somebody else's desires. That is what a spiritual world is. Everybody lives with for the pleasure of other only. They don't live for themselves. So they become very happy. In this world also, like no mother, she lives according to desire of children, and she is very happy. When the children are very small, all the mothers are very happy because they do live according to desire of their children. They don't have option also. Like I see in the metro trains and trains while traveling, and children does everything, and mother, she just do according to the desire of the child, and she is very happy also. And that is actually the way to live in this world. And that's why we have to go according to desire of guru, and parents will do according to desire of guru, and children will do according to desire of parents. Everybody is happy. So yeah, so here we see that Prithu Maharaj is also training the same thing. He's also doing the same thing. He's going to do the same thing now. So when Prithu Maharaj was performing the last horse sacrifice, King Indra, invisible to everyone, stole the horse intended for sacrifice. He did this because of his great envy of King Prithu. So now uh, Prithu is going to obey the orders of Supreme Lord. He's not going to oppose. Right? So much I did, and now in the last moment, I am not going to achieve this 100th sacrifice. Such a big achievement for him. And no, so much endeavor is made. You are, somebody who is out at 99 in cricket, if you know that. Such a to get that opportunity to come to 99 is difficult, and then you cannot make that one run, so it's so painful. So here also, it's such an endeavor. It's a lifetime achievement, and not lifetime. It's many lifetimes achievement, that is to make 100 sacrifices. And Prithumar has got that opportunity, and then everything goes bad. And that we discussed also. These yajnas don't work only, and we are doing here so many yajnas in ISKCON. But according to fourth canto, yajnas don't work. So here Prithu Maharaj is the Shaktavesh avatar. Even his yajnas are not working. He has to struggle to make it, and the result is what is he has to give it up only. That's the only conclusion. What he has to do, he just have to give it up. So here King Indra is called Shatakrutu, which indicates that he performed 100 sacrifices. We should know, however, that animal sacrifice in Yajna were not killed. If Vedic mantras were properly pronounced during sacrifice, the animal sacrifice would come out again with a new life. What is the test of successful Yajna? King Prithu was performing 100 yajnas. Indra became very envious because he did not want anyone to excel him. Being an ordinary living entity, he became envious of King Prithu, and making him invisible, he stole the horse and thus impeded the yajna performance. So this is the mistake Indra is doing, and this comes when we have Pratisthasha, then there will be always Jiva Himsa. When we are interested in our name and fame and to be distinguished, special in the crowd, then definitely there will be himsa, there will be violence. This is inevitable. We have to be very careful with it because unknowingly we give pain to others. We may not be intending, but that name is like that. We want to stand something special in the crowd, then we give pain. And here Indra is also doing same thing. He might have not thought that okay, he's thinking I am doing right only because nobody should do I am right, I should be the top. So when King Indra was taking away the horse, he dressed himself to appear as a liberated person. Actually, this is Kutinati, Pratistasha, and Nishidachar. And no, there is hypocrisy also here. So he is speaking something, doing something. So he's dressing as a liberated person, but actually this dress was form of cheating, for it is falsely created an impression of religion. When Indra went into outer space in this way, the great sage Atri saw him and understood the whole situation. So day after tomorrow we are Gundicha margin. Gundicha margin, first level of cleaning is we are cleaning our gross level of anarthas. And then there is another level of cleaning which happens. That is cleaning is what? That is cleaning of this Kutinati, Nishiddhachar, and Pratisthasha, and all these things, Jiva Himsa, all these things are on the second level of cleaning. So here also we see the same things are exhibited by Indra. He's also devotee, but he's also having all these things. The word Pakanda used in this verse is sometimes pronounced as Pashanda. Both of these words indicate an imposture who presents himself as a very religious person but is actually sinful. See what happens now, honestly, outside people are they're honestly doing it in one level. That means they are not posing as a devotees or anything, and then they are interested in their own things. But what happens is we should not come in the we cannot tell that I am devotee and I am interested in all these things. So then comes the problem. So at least they are honest compared to us. At least we are in the name of devotee, we are doing the same thing, and we can make it more faster. I want to become a. I want to be a popular devotee, famous devotee. I want to. So all these activities after coming to devotion, we do it is much more wrong. That is we should understand. So here, very who present himself very religious. That means oh, I am a Hare Krishna devotee, but actually is sinful. Indra took up saffron colored dress as a way of cheating others. This saffron dress has been misused by many impostors who present themselves as liberated persons or incarnations of God. In this way, people are cheated. As we have mentioned many times, the conditioned soul has a tendency to cheat. Therefore, this quality is not visible in a person like King Indra. It is also visible in person. It is understood that even King Indra is not liberated from the clutches of metal contamination. Thus, the word Amukutam Iva means as if he were liberated or used. The saffron dress owned by a sannyasi announces to the world that he has renounced all worldly affairs and is simply engaged in service of Lord. Such a devotee is actually sannyasi or liberated person. Anashrita karma phalam karyam karma karoti asta sannyasi cha yogi cha niragrina chakriya. One who is unattached to the fruits of his work and who works as he is obligated is in the renounced road of life, and he is a true mystic, not he who lights no fire and performs no work. So here, what Prabhupada is trying to tell is that see, we all have to search for the truth. So that's why we have come to ISKCON. We want to know what is absolute truth, and we want to strive for it, understand it. That is the only thing we are supposed to do here. Other things are secondary and to help us to search for the truth. This is where the seriousness comes. How much I am ready to, what price I am ready to pay to understand the truth. And people, that's why the article we discussed now, why not convert ISKCON into religion? because people are doing in a very religious way. They want to, all the things are done in a very religious way, not understanding that actually I need to understand absolute truth. That's all. That's why we have come to ISKCON. I want to know what is absolute truth. And this is the, these things are sadhana. It's not a religious rituals. So this is a very big difference we have to understand. So this from here was actually we just write it properly. So yeah. So when here when Prithu Maharaj was performing sacrifice, Indra could not tolerate. Indra tried to impede. So here first quality we see in Indra is Indra, he started cheating here. So this is Kutinati, cheating. So he stole the horse and also he became envious. He's envious and he's cheating. And here he says that was taking away horse, he dressed as if he was liberated. Actually, this dress is he started creating false religion. From here he started creating. Now see, now what is the connection? Indra dress bad and why there are false religions? This should be the question, right? I am cheating and why should somebody else have a problem? So the point is, if the leader, if the top person, the higher the person is in the state of his position in the creation, that much impact that will have on the people below. So when Daksha and Shiva were fighting, there was misunderstanding. When the curse was happening, it was affecting everyone. When Nandi is cursing that no Brahmanas will remain materialistic, it affected everyone. Even now it is affected. When the Bhrugus and all they curse Nandi that Shiva's followers will be like this, you know, so they also atheistic, they convert into atheistic. So it is happening now also. So the point is that even though it is like the fight is happening that time, the result is coming now also. The big people they do some mistake, everybody pays. And sorry, we have Aditi and Kashyap Muni. So Diti and Kashyapa. So they did mistake. The whole universe paid for it. Creation was free. So we have Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu. So that is the point. So here Indra he is actually creating that trend, wrong setting. And that is the punishment that whole world, the universe is getting because of. And here we see that, in other words, one who offers the results of his activity to Supreme Lord is actually a sannyasi and yogi. Cheating sannyasis and yogi have existed since the time of Prithamara's sacrifice. This cheating was very foolishly introduced by King Indra. In some ages, the cheating is very prominent, and in other ages, not very prominent. It is a duty of a sannyasi to be very cautious because, as stated by Lord Chaitanya, Sannyasira Alpachidra Sarvalokaga, a little spot in a sannyasi's character will be magnified by public. Therefore, unless one is very sincere and serious, you should not take up the order of a sannyasi. One should not use this order to as a means to cheat public. It is better not to take up sannyas in this age of Kali because provocations are very strong in this age. Only a very exalted person, advanced in spiritual understanding, should attempt to take up sannyas. One should not adopt this order as a means of livelihood or for some material purpose. So this is very clear here. So Prabhupada is very only very exalted persons advanced in spiritual understanding should attempt to take up sannyas. Many people we go to dhams and all, we find some people who are begging and they wear the dress of a sannyasi and do begging. So this is a problem. अत्रिना चोदितो हन्तुं पृथुपुत्रो महारथः अन्वधावत् संक्रुद्धस्तिष्ठतिष्ठति चाब्रवीत्. When the son of King Prithu was informed of by Atri of King Indra's trick, he immediately became very angry and followed Indra to kill him, calling, "Wait, wait." So his King Indra is not coming as a Kshatriya and fighting. He's stealing, he's coming as a bogus sannyasi and he's stealing. So this is the problem. So you will lose your even the character also, and we lose our even basic minimum right values if we are interested in so much in name and all. Nishita, the cheating propensity, and this is actually what we can see in the life of Indra. Is how he is cheating. The word Tishta Tishta was used by a Kshatriya when he challenges his enemy. And fighting a Kshatriya, when fighting, Kshatriya cannot flee for the battlefield. This is the point. So, however, when a Kshatriya out of cowardly flees from the battlefield, showing back to the enemy, he is challenged with the words Tishta Tishta. A real Kshatriya does not kill his enemy from behind, nor does a real Kshatriya turn his back on the battlefield. According to Kshatriya principle, the spirit and uh, either victory or die on the battlefield. Although King Indra was very exalted, being the king of heaven, he became degraded due to his stealing the horse intended for sacrifice. Therefore, he felt without observing the Kshatriya principles, and the son of Prithu had to challenge him with the words of Tishta Tishta. So we see that I was telling the story of Porus. When Alexander came to India too and he defeated Porus, and then he was brought in front of Alexander. Alexander asked him, "How should I treat you?" Generally, Alexander has this tendency, whomever he defeats, he used to bring them in front of him and he used to ridicule and make fun, and he sees that this enemy is like trembling in front of him, he experiences great pleasure in it. So when Porus was asked, he said, "Yeah, treat me like a king only. Otherwise, it is a disgrace for you." So that's what he told. Why? Because he said that I lived like a king, so you should treat me like a king only. He said that defeat and victory cannot be taken seriously. Now you defeated me, and future I may defeat you. And so that's how. So if you are, why to take it seriously? That is the spirit of an Kshatriya. He's not bothered whether he's defeated or not. He said, "No, I have to fight, I'll fight. I will, this is right, I establish and I work for it." So that's how the spirit they had. So they didn't had, so here also we see, okay, if I die, according to a Kshatriya principle and spirit, one either attains victory or dies on the battlefield. That's all. So although King Indra was very exalted, being the king of heaven, he became degraded due to his stealing the horse intended for sacrifice. So he is therefore he fled without observing the Kshatriya principle. This is the point. So he is not even able to follow the minimum Kshatriya principles. Why? Because he actually cheated. So because of this mistake, he lost his Kshatriya spirit. Therefore, he fled without observing Kshatriya principles. Son of Prithu had challenged him. So Indra lost his Kshatriya spirit. And the next sloka says that King Indra was prudently dressed as sannyasi, having knotted his hair on his head and smeared ashes all over his body. Upon seeing such dress, the son of King Prithu considered Indra a religious man and pious sannyasi. Therefore, he did not release arrows. Even he is wrong person also. King Prithu's son, he actually he respected the dress code. So he gave the respect. Even he said, okay, even you are imposture because his respect is there. So they are so careful when they are dealing with Brahmana. So this is actually the point. So even somebody is wearing the dress like that, they are ready to, they don't want to do anything wrong because they accept, they were valuing the Brahmana so much. That is the point. Of course, if a thief is coming and doing like that, they will make him first remove the dress and then they'll punish. But in that dress, they will not punish like that. So in Kingra in this dress, he don't want to punish also. That means they consider it so sacred. So for Kshatriyas, respecting Brahmana is such an important thing. They don't even, in the dream also, they wanted to do anything harm to them because they know they are more powerful than us. And they are actually Kshatriyas, na, their spirit is so much in Dharma that they cannot even dream also. That is what is in their blood so much. We just have to follow Dharma and establish Dharma. That's all. No matter whoever is that. So when Atri Muni saw that the son of King Prithu did not kill Indra but returned deceived by him, Atri Muni again instructed him to kill the heavenly king Indra because he thought that Indra has become the lowest of all demigods due to his impending the execution of King Prithu's sacrifice. So here Atri Muni is telling to kill his own what is it nephew because this Indra is born to here Prasuti. So she is he is actually is also what do you say is incarnation of Lord only. So but Atrimun is upset because he is doing something wrong. Incarnation is sectarish maybe. So being thus informed, the grandson of King Vena immediately began to follow Indra, who was fleeing through the sky in great haste. He was very angry with him and he chased him just as King of Vultures chased Ravana. Then Indra saw that son of Prithu was chasing, immediately abandoned his falsehood and left the horse. Indeed, he disappeared from that very spot, and the great hero, the son of Maharaj Prithu, returned the horse to his father's sacrificial arena. So at that time there was no CCTV cameras and watchdogs and other security checking before you come inside. Anybody can come and anybody can go, and especially if we are in a dress of a sadhu, nobody will object. That's why Indra is able to do all these things. My dear Vidra, when the great sages observed the wonderful powers of the son of King Prithu, they all agreed to give him the name Vijitashva, so one who conquered King Indra. My dear Vidra, Indra, being the king of heaven and very powerful, immediately brought a dense darkness upon the sacrificial arena, covering the whole scene in this way. He again took away the horse, which was chained with golden shackles near the wooden instrument where animals were sacrificed. So Indra did not stop there. Again, he did the second time. So this is problem with Indra. He's and he's going to do it until Prithu is going to stop. So this is the Uh, he says that the great sage Atri again pointed out to the son of King Prithu that Indra was fleeing through the sky. The great hero, the son of Prithu, chased him again. But when he saw that Indra was carrying in his hand a staff and a skull on the top and was again wearing the dress of a sannyasi, he still chose not to kill him. So he's just respecting the dress and order, and even he's wrong person. So that is how very important also. Even we should also respect. When the great sage Atri again gave directions, the son of King Prithu became very angry and placed arrow on his bow. Upon seeing this, King Indra immediately abandoned the false dress of a sannyasi and giving up the horse, immediately made himself invisible. So he is escaping like that. And then again he says that then the great hero Vijitashva, the son of King Pitu, again took the horse and returned to his father's sacrificial arena. Since that time, certain men with a poor fund of knowledge have adopted the dress of a false sannyasi. It was King Indra who introduced this. Since time immemorial, sannyasi order has carried a tridanda. Later, Shankaracharya introduced Ekadanda. A tridanda sannyasi is a Vaishnava sannyasi. Ekadanda sannyasi is Mayavadi. There are many other types of sannyasis who are not approved by Vedic rituals. A type of pseudo sannyasi was introduced by Indra when he tried to hide himself from the attack of Vijitasva, the great son of King Prithu. Now, there are many different types of sannyasis. Some of them go naked, some of them generally known as Kapalika, carry a skull and trident. All of them were introduced under some meaningless circumstances, and those who have a poor fund of knowledge accept these false sannyasis and their pretense, although they are not bona fide guides to spiritual advancement. At the present moment, some missionary institute, without referring to Vedic rituals, have introduced some sannyasis who engage in sinful activities. The sinful activities forbidden by a sannyasi are illicit sex, intoxication, meat eating, and gambling. These so-called sannyasis indulge in all these activities. They eat meat, flesh, fish, eggs, and just above everything. They sometimes drink with the excuse that without alcohol, fish, and meat, it is impossible to remain in the cold countries near Arctic regions. These sannyasis introduce all these sinful activities in the name of serving the poor. Consequently, poor animals are cut to pieces and go into the bellies of these sannyasis, as described in the following verse. So, Prabhupada, he is referring to Ramakrishna mission. Prabhupada calls them Murga mission. So, the point is that now we have so many other gurus also who are very famous in corporate world. Ultra bogus people, but they're very famous in the corporate world. They eat everything, they do everything, and then they say yes. So Vedic literature says that a person who puts Lord Narayan the level of Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma immediately becomes a Pakhandi, as stated in Puranas. Estu Narayanam Devam Brahma Rudradi Devatam Samatvenaiva Viksheta Sapashandi Bhavedruva. In Kali Yuga, the Pakhandis are very prominent. However, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had tried to kill all these Pakhandis by introducing Sankirtan movement. Those who take advantage of Sankirtan movement of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness will be able to save themselves from the influence of these Pakhandis. All these people are still available, and now it is becoming more also. Whatever different forms Indra assumed as a mendicant because of his desire to seize the horse were symbols of atheistic philosophy. So, according to Vedic civilization, sannyasi is one of the essential items in the program of Varnashrama institution. One should accept sannyas according to the parampara system of Acharya. At the present moment, however, many so-called sannyasis or merchants have no understanding of God consciousness. Such sannyasis were introduced by Indra because of his jealousy of Maharaj Prithu, and what he introduced is again appearing in this age of Kali. Practically none of the sannyasis in this age of are bona fide. No one can introduce any new system into the Vedic way of life. If one does so out of malice, he is to be known as Pashandi or atheist. So this is Prabhupada's reading. All that is forbidden, that there are many Pashandis, one who coins terms in Daridra Narayana, Swami Narayana, although not even such demigods as Brahma and Shiva can be equal to Narayana. So what to speak of Swami Narayana and Daridra Narayana? So this is all bogus philosophy. And then he says, in this way, King Indra, in order to steal the horse from King Prithu's sacrifice, adopted several orders of sannyas. Some sannyasis go naked, and sometimes they wear red garments and pass under the name of kapalikas. There are simply symbolic representation of their sinful activities. These so-called sannyasis are very much appreciated by sinful men because they are all godless. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, men in this age of Kali are short-lived, devoid of spiritual knowledge, and susceptible to accept false religious systems due to their unfortunate condition. Thus, they always remain mentally disturbed. The Vedic Shastras practically prohibit the adoption of sannyas in this age of Kali because less intelligent men may accept sannyas order for cheating purposes. Actually, the only religion is the religion of surrender unto the Supreme Lord. We must serve the Lord in Krishna consciousness. All other systems of sannyas and religion actually not bona fide in this age of Kali. They are simply passing for religious system. This is most regrettable. So this is we'll take one. Maharaj Prithu was celebrated as very powerful. Immediately took up his bow and arrow and prepared to kill Indra himself because Indra has introduced such a religious sannyas orders. It is the duty of king not to tolerate the introduction of any irreligious system. Since King Prithu was an incarnation of Supreme Lord, certainly his duty was to cut down all kinds of irreligious systems. Following in his footsteps, all heads of state should themselves be bona fide representative of God and cut down all irreligious systems. Unfortunately, they are cowards who declare a secular state. Such a mentality is a way of compromising religious and irreligious systems. But because the citizens were generally becoming uninterested in spiritual advancement, thus the situation deteriorates to such an extent that human society becomes hellish. And this is actually what is happening presently. Okay, thank you very much. Any questions, comments?